Does your shoulder rotation just feel stuck?
Here's how we can maximize our shoulder rotational mobility work by understanding how the scapula interacts with the humerus to either create more space to move into internal or external rotation or restrict it.
When I move into external rotation and run out of room, I'll naturally use the motions at the scapula to assist in more range by retracting, which facilitates an external rotation of the scapula. So when I'm stretching for external rotation, if I already start with an externally rotated scapular position, I won't have much more space to externally rotate the humerus. So we can create more space for the humerus to rotate when we oppose the motions at the scapula. So let's look at a 90-90 external rotation stretch. You'll find if you protract the scapula and flex the spine forward, the scapula is now internally rotated and anteriorly tilted, which affords more space for the humerus to externally rotate, and you'll likely feel a much greater stretch. The opposite is true for internal rotation, where if I'm missing IR, I dump the whole shoulder blade forward as the humerus drags the scapula into internal rotation and anterior tilt. So if I try to internally rotate the humerus on an already internally rotated or protracted scapula, I'll likely just run into an early block. In order to stretch the posterior shoulder more effectively to improve internal rotation, I want to think about retracting the scapula and extending the spine. In this loaded posterior capsule stretch, you could see the emphasis on thoracic spine extension and scapular retraction to increase the subacromial space. In the sleeper stretch, if we let the scapula dump forward, we might just feel a block on the front of the joint, so keeping the shoulder pinned down is necessary to dissociate the humerus from the scapula. If you want to maximize joint rotation, a general rule of thumb is you can't move where you're already stuck.